Okay, so I pretty much made a Kingdom Hearts intro mimicking the first OP for One Piece. Check that out if you haven't already. And while I was editing that, I had a funny thought. Sora and Luffy would make great friends. Then I had another thought. What if Sora was a Devil Fruit user? Then I had another thought. What if every Kingdom Hearts character had a Devil Fruit power? So that's what we're going to be discussing today. One of the coolest things about One Piece, at least to me personally, are the Devil Fruit powers. And there's a lot of them. There's so many. All suggestions in this video are my personal opinion. Also, I might leave out some characters. So, yeah, if I didn't get to anybody that you might have wanted to see, you can post that in the comments. Also, possible spoilers for One Piece, so if you haven't caught up, watch at your own risk. Alright, quick explanation of Devil Fruits. There are three types. Technically, Paramecia, which usually sticks you at a particular power that you're able to utilize in a variety of ways. Logia, which grants you the power of a specific elemental ability, allowing you to become said element as well. Zoan, which basically turns you into a furry. The trade-off for getting these powers is you can't swim ever again. There's a bit more to it than that, but that's basically the most basics of basics.
Got it memorized?
Alright, so I don't really have a script for this. I'm just spouting stuff from my mind. Let's see. So Sora, a possible Devil Fruit, I think probably a no-brainer for him would be the Glint Glint Fruit or the Pika Pika no Mi, which is like Kizaru's ability, which lets him have power over light itself. It's very fitting for Sora to have. So I think that'll be interesting. Another possible Devil Fruit, which is even more OP now that I think about it, is the Op Fruit or the Ope Ope no Mi, which is the one that Law has, which basically allows you to make rooms and shit, and anybody that's unfortunate enough to be caught in those rooms is basically like on the surgical table. Like you can rearrange their body parts and somehow they don't die from it. I don't know how, but yeah, two stupidly OP Devil Fruit powers, but it would make sense since Sora is technically one of the most OP characters in gaming. I mean, like, the reason I picked the Op Fruit to begin with is because he's the captain of the Heart Pirates, so I just made that connection. Kingdom Hearts, Heart Pirates, it just fit. Also, his like signature move is ripping people's hearts out. Granted, that's a little dark for Sora to do, but you know. Okay, Riku was a tough one because the only fruit I can really think of to give him would be the Dark Fruit or the Yami Yami no Mi, which technically does fit him, but it also fits a lot of other people that I'm gonna get to later on. But yeah, like Riku's main thing is that he kind of walks the line between light and darkness, so I guess giving him the Kage no Mi or the Shadow Fruit would also be a good possible fruit to give him. I mean, even after Kingdom Hearts 2, when Mickey straight up says you don't belong in the dark realm anymore, he still uses dark moves, so it's like it still technically makes sense. I feel like Kairi's is kind of a no-brainer. Being a princess of light means you should have control over light, so I think she's definitely more worthy of the Glint Fruit than Sora. I guess another fruit that she could technically be able to wield would be the Hana no Mi or the Flower Fruit, but that's kind of reaching. I mean, the only reason I even made that connection was because she likes picking flowers, and that's like, yeah, it could work, but obviously the Glint Fruit is more like fitting. Nominee is also kind of a no-brainer. Like in her like introduction, she straight up says that she messes with Sora's memories, and there's a Devil Fruit power that does just that, called the Memo no Mi or the Memory Fruit, which is the one that Pudding has. Basically works the same thing, you know, you just take a film reel out of a person's head, chop it up, do some editing, rearrange your memories, boom, bada boom. It's basically Nominee's power. Roxas and Xion. I put these two in the same category because they basically have the same power. Oathkeeper and Oblivion. Light and darkness. Glint Fruit, Dark Fruit. Best I can do. Alright, Axel is also a no-brainer. Obviously the Mera no Mi, the Flame Fruit. I mean, dude, literally conjures fire all day, every day. Ventus is interesting. Very interesting, because even though he's technically got light going on, just like Roxas, Sora, and Xion, I always associated him with wind initially because I think his initial Keyblade is called the Waywind something? Waywind Finder or something like that? I don't think there's a Devil Fruit out there, at least not currently, that has the ability to control wind. I think the closest thing I can even think of could be Monkey D. Dragon, Luffy's dad, who might have that ability, but I don't think it's been confirmed yet. So yeah, that's the best I can do really. Just to hope that maybe a Devil Fruit wind ability gets officially confirmed later on. People have definitely speculated about it, but that's the best I can do for Ventus. Now, the first thing I think about Aqua whenever I hear Aqua's name is just water. So I'm thinking like, oh, that would be cool if there was like a water Devil Fruit out there. And technically there is, but it's a non-canon one. And I don't even think it's like called the water fruit. It's called the Toro Nominee in a One Piece movie. And it apparently allows the user to turn into fluid. I don't think it's actually water, but it's fluid, so that was interesting. It was definitely something that I wanted to consider, but again, it's a non-canon fruit, so I guess another option would be the barrier fruit, or the Bari Numi, I think that's how it's pronounced, that Bartolomeo has in Dressrosa. Because Aqua's more of a mage, and I think like she has some of the best defensive magic in Kingdom Hearts, so that's a possible Devil Fruit power for her to have. Now, the first thing I think of when I hear Terra's name is Earth. Like, I think even Hades' comments said it's very earthly sounding in Birth by Sleep. So, possible Devil Fruit power for Terra to have would probably be the Suna no Mi, or the Sand Fruit, basically allowing it to turn to sand, utilize sand. It's not exactly ground though, and I think another possible one would be the Ishi no Mi, or the Stone Fruit, which allows the person to merge with stone itself. Again, I don't think there's really a Devil Fruit power out there that allows you to just straight up make, like, create earth or just like do earthly stuff with it. But those are like the best two I can think of at the moment, at least. Okay, so for Mickey, I wanted to be a little bit funny and give him the Hito no Mi, or the human fruit, the one that Chopper ate. Because he's an anthropomorphic mouse. I mean, like, it worked for him, technically. But, another Devil Fruit power I think would also work really well for him is the Berry no Mi, the Berry fruit, since he also has good elemental magic, like good defensive magic specifically. The Glint fruit also works too, because, you know, Mickey light and all that stuff. He mostly uses light magic. One Devil Fruit power I was just kind of having fun with would be the Komu no Mi, or the Pump fruit, which if I remember correctly, just gives people a morale boost. I mean, Mickey is essentially like the character in the series that like usually everybody feels more comfortable whenever he's around, because he's like, you know, the shit. So I guess it could make sense for him to have that fruit. Again, I was just kind of having fun with Mickey. So for Donald, I gave him the Tori no Mi Model Phoenix, or the Bird fruit Model Phoenix. And I feel like it makes the most sense for Donald to have at least some type of Zoan fruit. And I feel like that one fits the most for me, because even though it's stupidly good and probably doesn't deserve Donald has shown to have incredibly good magic when it counts. And the Model Phoenix version of the Bird fruit basically essentially allows you to heal indefinitely, and also like heal your teammates. Like, it's been memed on that Donald doesn't heal whenever we want him to, but I think that's kind of funny that he would probably have that Devil Fruit power and just refuse to heal people. Last but certainly not least on this list is Goofy. I decided to give him the Berry no Mi, or the Berry fruit, since you know he's all about defense. But another fruit that I actually thought would be very interesting for him to have would be the Kira no Mi, or the Twinkle fruit, which essentially allows you to turn your entire body into diamond. So you're like an unbreakable force. Yeah, I think that fits Goofy very well. He's always been about defense and stuff. I'm actually just now looking it up, and there actually is a Kamekame no Mi, or the Turtle Fruit, which would make sense for Goofy to have since he has transformed into a turtle twice in Kingdom Hearts 2. Well, technically the second time was a tortoise, but still, it would make sense for Goofy to have his own type Devil Fruit like that. And yeah, it was a pretty easy one. So that pretty much does it for part 1 of this list. I kind of wanted to focus more on the lighter spectrum of the Kingdom Hearts characters. I couldn't really focus on anything for Hainer, Pence, and Olette, and I couldn't really think of anything for Master Yensid either. I'm just now remembering Master Ericus, but if you played Birth by Sleep, you already know what Devil Fruit he's gonna get. But if you guys have anything in the comments, I'd love to hear it. But yeah, part 2, I'm definitely going to be focusing more on the organization members and what their Devil Fruit powers would be, so yeah. Like I said earlier, I'm not really following a script here. This is basically just a video I made on the spot, and just wanted to take just a little tiny break away from my KH3 playthrough for a minute to just focus on something simple, and we'll get back to that soon enough.